Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are on this winter solstice day, the longest night of the year, in which we can turn to the stars, to the moon, to the darkness behind the stars, that is the nourishment, the potential, the vast darkness that helps to feed our souls. Today is the day before the great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn in Sagittarius. And in the earlier part of the month, there were the meteors from Gemini. There have been so many starry constellations and events and great blessings pouring out on us. I hope you have been sensing them. And so today, we'll prepare ourselves for the horizontal gesture, the second horizontal gesture, and the last of this year. As I say in the newsletter, I'll start up again in January, but this is a time now for me to turn inward towards the depths, towards the silence. And I hope that you have some time to go inside as well and to cherish this time where the stars and the heavens are so supportive and asking so much of us to listen through the holy nights, the 12 days of Christmas and the 13 holy nights, the signs of the stars, the good cheer, the love all around us, the warmth of the fire, and the darkness and the quiet of this time. So let's begin our approach to this last gesture for the year in quietude. Let's close our eyes for a moment and listen to that breathing that we have worked with for many months now. When I say worked with, I mean visited, befriended, listened to, learned from, and allowed it to guide us through this time. The time where the breath is short and quick and stressful, and the time where we consciously open. And we listen and we accept whatever it is, like a good host at Christmas time. Every guest of breath, every kind of breath is received and listened to. So as we go inside, let's let the breath lead us in and down, just through listening and receiving. And now begin to drop down and in the skeleton, in the weight of the body, with the bones upholding the whole structure of uprightness without our really having to do much. We go in, the breath begins to drop maybe a little bit more down into the lower belly. And we can use our hands like we have been doing. Energetically, we can think of water, we can think of temperature, lowering the water through the body, draining down through the torso. And as it does, it cleans, it clears, it eases the extra work in the body. And our attention moves with our hands. So our hands don't go any quicker than our attention can lead us. Now I'm at my calves, and now I'm at my ankles and my feet. And let's do that again. Breathing, and maybe think of temperature this time. When we're all up in the head, there can be this temperature and this tension and lack of space and contraction. Coming down, imagining cooling off just to the right temperature for you at this time. Coming down into the body, down in through the legs, and then as we get to the feet, we can add the imagery we've worked with of bringing the roots, the deep roots, which right now, coming into winter, all the seeds, all the trees, most are bringing them, those roots down, and taking a lot of the energy away from the branches, the leaves, the tree, and pulling down into the earth to begin to strive for that inner kind of nourishment, and staying there through months of winter, collecting itself, collecting the energy, so that in spring it can rise up again and nourish the sap and the trees and branches and leaves and flowers and fruits. The fruits of all that, as human beings, we get clearer in the winter, don't we? Our mind is clearer, we're not as dreamy, and we can think more clearly. We begin to organize things, we think our thoughts, we write things. They teach children math in the winter in a Waldorf school because it's a clear thinking time. The light that shines is so much brighter because we're in this darkened, cooled state. So think of those roots going down. So when we have a friendliness with our breath, when we come down into the roots, and know that when we go down, we also have this natural rising up without stretching. But when we go down, the musculature comes into its full length, and the forces from below, as we go down, come to meet us. We know that when we take a step, the earth doesn't cave in. When we take a step, the earth supports and comes up. And it's that same thing when we go inside, down, there's a rising up inside to go up. So let's now come to standing together. I'll just shift our camera to make things a little bit easier. And in our standing, remember our standing, our roots. We might want to replant a couple of roots. I'll move this over a little so I remember where the camera is. And sense now while we're standing, the whole of us is this tree tower, this tower of breath, of bones, and of space around. We are always in an environment. And when we open up all of ourselves, we are entering into a space that holds us. Just like the earth holds us and sustains us, the space around also holds us and sustains us. The energies from above, the energies from below, and the space all around us is a little bit like a, how can I say, like a nourishment for us. When we're like this, in a very crowded elevator or a big crowd of people, we have a sense of wanting to contract. However, if we open ourselves, there'll even be a little space provided, but we sense the difference when we're in our spaciousness and when we're in a place of contraction. So the last video we were doing our horizontal gesture, which we begin with placing our left hand on our chest, our upper chest. And once again, we feel the placement of that hand, the warmth of that hand. And we feel from the inside of the chest what comes from the inside toward the palm of our hand when we are met by what lives inside, just bringing a hand to that place. Something inside comes to meet it. Our breath usually does. And there's some sense of warmth, maybe even listening and kindness. You'll see what your words are, and each day may be a little different. And then we bring this other hand, the right hand, to protect and to hold this treasured place in us, in the human being, the cave of the heart. So in the first horizontal gesture, we opened and then we went into the cave of the heart, as you recall. But in the second gesture, we don't. We've already bowed, we've come, we've been made low, we've had our senses of gratitude or humility or thank you, or thank you for helping me, or I will try a little better next time, whatever arrives for you. And having made this gesture, the first horizontal gesture, we see what arises in the second horizontal gesture. So, in the second horizontal gesture, we bring our left foot forward, and remembering the golden ball, we come, we place our hands on either side of the golden ball, on the back, so I'll see if I can make it even a little bit more available. And I'll stand on my tiptoes so we're below the belly button and in front, and we're mirroring that on the back of the hand. And so with the left foot forward, we're just going to move a little bit from the golden ball back and forth, back onto the right heel, and forward with the Right heel lifting and back onto the 2 feet. Forward, letting the golden ball lift us and bring us forward and back onto 2 feet, but a little more of you is on that right heel. And instead of breathing in as we did with the right foot, we're breathing out. Breathing out. When we're here, we breathe comfortably. And breathing in on the return. Good. So now we have our golden ball. We have our gesture of hello in there. Dear one, I'm with you. I'm for you. I'm in you. And you are in me. Breathing out, sensing that air coming. The breath is coming from behind, from the transcendent, from what we cannot see, through the middle of our shoulder blades, and breathing out. Yes, you're not going to breathe out and say, have that kind of sound, but I'm wanting you to get that it's an out breath. And here you are, open to the horizontal, to the world. Open in the front, open in the back, the same amount. So you're not pushed forward or this, you're really in neutral. And you sense the space beyond the fingertips. And yet you are here in the middle, in your center, holding and sensing into the world all around you. And as you come back, you're breathing in and you remain upright. Breathing easily in the middle. You get a little closer for the last one. I am. I am here. Here I am. The world view. The bird's eye view. The angelic view. Entering. Sensing the ground and all the above. behind you, in front of you, all around. Drinking it in, landing. May you be strong. May you be healthy. May you be wise. May you continue to grow and develop and seek wisdom throughout your lives. See you in the new year.